Today, let's talk about a devastating genocide, one that left an indelible mark on human history, the Holocaust during World War II. Join us as we delve into the depths of this dark chapter, exploring its causes, consequences, and the enduring legacy it has left upon our world. The Holocaust was not a sudden eruption of hatred. It was the culmination of centuries of anti-Semitic thought and propaganda that had been seeping into European society like a malignant cancer. The Jewish people, for centuries, have faced persecution based on unfounded charges of deicide, blood libel, and religious intolerance. During the Middle Ages, they were often subjected to forced conversions, expulsions, and pogroms that aimed to decimate their communities. This historical backdrop of animosity laid the foundation for the twisted ideologies that would emerge in the 20th century. Enter Adolf Hitler and his Nazi Party in Germany. Hitler's book, Mein Kampf, was a venomous manifesto that spewed forth racial hatred and scapegoated the Jews as a means to unite the German people against a common enemy. As the Nazis gained political power in Germany, anti-Semitic sentiment grew increasingly virulent. Jews were stripped of their citizenship, their businesses were boycotted, and they were banned from many professions. Nuremberg laws in 1935 were designed to isolate the Jewish population from German society. Hitler used the annexation of Austria and the outbreak of World War II as cover to launch his campaign of hate and violence against the Jews. Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass in 1938, marked a turning point when Nazi mobs destroyed Jewish homes, businesses, and synagogues across Germany and Austria. This orchestrated violence was a prelude to the horrors that were yet to come. The invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, signaled the beginning of the systematic, state-sponsored persecution and murder of European Jews. Under the guise of war, the Nazis established a military apparatus that became the instrument of genocide. Ghettos were set up in occupied Polish cities, herding Jews into overcrowded, unsanitary areas with limited access to food and medical care. The infamous Yellow Star of David was forced upon them to identify and isolate them from the rest of society. As the war progressed, the Nazis intensified their campaign of extermination. Einsatzgruppen, mobile killing squads, followed the German army, carrying out mass shootings of Jews, Roma, and other victims in the Eastern Territories. The victims were often forced to dig their own graves before being shot. Those who survived the shootings were left to die of starvation or disease. Amidst this horror, rumors began to spread about a new and more efficient method of killing, the gas chambers. Initially used in vans, the Zyklon B pesticide was pumped into sealed compartments, killing people through toxic fumes. The victims were led into these chambers under false pretenses, such as taking showers, only to be murdered. The efficiency of mobile gas vans led to the construction of permanent gas chambers within the walls of concentration camps. Auschwitz-Birkenau in occupied Poland became the largest and most notorious center of Nazi extermination. Upon arrival at the camp, people were sorted into two groups, those deemed fit for work and those who were immediately sent to the gas chambers. Men, women, and children were separated and forced to wear striped uniforms, marking them as property of the state. They were subjected to horrific medical experiments, including the infamous twin studies conducted by Dr. Josef Mengele. While the selection process at Auschwitz was primarily based on the ability to work, other camps like Treblinka and Belzec had mobile gas vans to kill all arrivals immediately. It is crucial to understand that the killings were not solely carried out by armed soldiers, but involved a complex web of individuals. Ordinary German citizens held anti-Semitic views and participated in the persecution. Many Germans were employed in various capacities in the Nazi war machine, including working in the administration, bureaucracy, or as guards at concentration camps. Some played an active role in rounding up Jews and transporting them to camps. Others looked the other way or remained silent, complicit in the atrocities committed in their midst. Resistance to the Holocaust came in various forms. Some Jews fought back with armed resistance, such as the Jewish partisans in Eastern Europe. Despite being vastly outnumbered and outgunned, they carried on acts of defiance that offered hope in the face of despair. As the war drew to a close, the Allies liberated the concentration camps, revealing the full extent of the horrors that had unfolded there. The world was confronted with the undeniable evidence of the Holocaust. The Nuremberg trials after the war held some of the perpetrators accountable, but the full weight of justice was never truly served. In the aftermath of the Holocaust, Jewish survivors faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives and communities. Many survivors suffered from physical and psychological trauma that lingered for years. The loss of family, friends, and entire communities created a profound sense of grief and a struggle to maintain cultural continuity. The establishment of Israel in 1948 provided a refuge and a homeland for Jewish people worldwide. However, the scars of the Holocaust continue to be felt by Jewish communities around the globe. The number of victims is a stark reminder of the magnitude of this tragedy. An estimated 6 million Jewish men, women, and children were murdered during the Holocaust, representing approximately 2/3 of the Jewish population in Europe. The impact of the Holocaust on human history is immeasurable. It raised fundamental questions about the nature of good and evil, the capacity for hate, and the responsibilities of both individuals and societies. The horrors of the Holocaust serve as a warning to confront prejudice, discrimination, and unchecked power wherever they may arise. One way to honor the memory of the victims is to keep their stories alive through education and remembrance. Museums and memorials such as the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum play a vital role in preserving the history of the Holocaust and ensuring that future generations learn from this dark chapter. The resilience of the Jewish people in the face of such immense suffering is truly inspiring. From the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising to the everyday acts of courage displayed by individuals, resistance and rebellion took many forms. The memory of those who fought back reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure. While the perpetrators of the Holocaust must be held accountable, it is also important to recognize the complexity of the events and the factors that contributed to their occurrence. Antisemitism, nationalism, propaganda, and unchecked power all played a role in creating the conditions for this genocide. By understanding these factors, we can work to prevent such atrocities from happening again. The Holocaust was not just a German phenomenon. It was a crime against humanity that involved people from various nations and backgrounds. As we remember the victims, it is essential to acknowledge the contributions of those who risked their lives to save Jews during the Holocaust. Righteous Gentiles, individuals from non-Jewish backgrounds who risked their own safety to help Jews escape persecution, offer a beacon of hope in the darkness. Their actions serve as a testament to the power of compassion and courage in the face of evil. For many years, the Holocaust was largely unknown to the world outside of Europe. It was only after the liberation of the camps that the full extent of the horrors became known. The revelation of the gas chambers and the systematic nature of the killings shocked the world and led to a growing recognition of the magnitude of this genocide. After the end of World War II, the world grappled with the legacy of the Holocaust. The Nuremberg trials were a significant step towards holding the perpetrators accountable. However, the question of how to deal with Nazi Germany and its leaders remained a topic of debate. As the Cold War emerged, discussions surrounding the Holocaust took on new complexities. Both the United States and Soviet Union sought to portray themselves as champions of human rights, while each had their own complicit roles in perpetuating anti-Semitic propaganda. Despite the efforts of the Nazis to erase Jewish culture and history, the Jewish people have preserved their traditions, language, and identity. The resilience of Jewish communities in the face of such immense trauma is a testament to the enduring power of culture and heritage. As we reflect on the Holocaust today, it is essential to remember that each victim was a unique individual with a story, a family, and a future that was unjustly taken away. The dehumanization and industrialized nature of the killings during the Holocaust represent a chilling departure from the values of empathy and human dignity. The victims were reduced to numbers, their identities stripped away as they were transported to concentration camps. The Holocaust serves as a reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, the importance of standing up against injustice, and the need to confront difficult truths from history. It calls upon each of us to be vigilant in the face of prejudice and to ensure that such horrors never repeat themselves. Thank you for joining us today as we delved into the depths of one of the most devastating genocides in human history. If you found this video informative, please don't hesitate to share it with others. Your support means everything to us. Stay tuned for more educational content that sheds light on important historical events. Take care and see you in the next video.